Hey, what's up guys? Long time no see. Sorry I've been slacking on the videos. My dad, he's been sick, and I've been spending time helping the family. At the same time, it's getting closer to when I'm going to be losing my job, so I've been doing a lot of job hunting, going on interviews. I have been squeezing in time to play World of Warcraft, but finding like 2200 or higher capable players has been extremely difficult for me. Some nights I was honestly spending 6 to 8 hours spamming Trade Channel without finding anything. And I'm sure everyone would love to see a video of me spamming Trade Channel for 6 hours. But the last few nights I have been doing RBGs with guys that are pretty good, and I'm sitting right now at I think about a 2100 current rating. Still pushing for 2.2. Real quick before I go any further, I'm also updating an add-on that I used a lot in Cataclysm. It's very rated battleground focused, and pretty much what it does is gives you an extra tab inside of Recount that'll track the crowd control that your team is using. It'll track who used the crowd control, who's the crowd controls on, and stuff like that. I mean, it's really good for monitoring your mage, make sure he's sheeping, monitor your warlock, make sure he's fearing, shamans are hexing, druids are cycloning, stuff like that. The author of the application no longer plays World of Warcraft, so I volunteered to step up, and I'm going to update the add-on and hopefully have it out within the next week or two. I've never really done add-on updates before, so I'm learning as I go. It's going to take me longer than it would a normal person that normally touches add-ons. I've never developed an add-on or modified an add-on before. But so far it seems pretty straightforward. Doesn't seem like it'll be too difficult for me. So I do have some footage that I have saved up that I want to share with everyone. And basically what I want to do is just give you an idea of how Affliction and Destruction should be played in a rated battleground. So a lot of people in higher end groups will only take you if you're playing Destruction. And at least until 5.1 hits, they have a very good case for it. So I can top the damage charts right now as both Affliction and Destruction, so it's not about that. What it is about is the utility that you're bringing to the group. Destruction is popular right now because of Chaos Bolts hitting like a truck, and also because of the stun that Rain of Fire has. Now, keep in mind that that stun is only good until 5.1 hits, and that's when I think everything is going to change. Not that Destruction won't be viable for RBGs by any means. Personally, I feel like Destruction is so strong right now, I'll probably stick with it after 5.1 hits. But now that that unavoidable AoE stun won't be a factor anymore, I believe it would open up the opportunity to bring Affliction locks on your team again. Not only for the Dispel protection, but also for the AoE Curse of Enfeeblement. Now Destruction will remain viable because of Chaos Bolts hitting really hard, and also Rain of Fire keeping flags safe. You should always be spamming Rain of Fire constantly as you're playing to generate embers, and it also will keep the flag safe at the same time. And then, like I said about Chaos Bolt, in some maps, like the Temple of Kotmogu, whatever it is, the one with the orbs, you can one-shot an orb holder, and that's very important to be able to do. But now where Affliction comes into play is some maps like Warsong Gulch and Twin Peaks where your whole team is colliding in with the other team. Affliction can actually be more beneficial sometimes because of the AoE Curse of Enfeeblement. And what that does, Curse of Enfeeblement, if you don't know, will slow your cast time, and it reduces the melee damage that you can do all in the same curse. So it's almost like giving your team like a permanent heroism over the other team. And again, I feel like that will be more important once 5.1 hits and the stun from Rain of Fire is no longer there. So here's a real quick clip of me playing Affliction. And you'll notice right here I put an AoE Curse of Enfeeblement on everyone. That should give you a good idea of the incredible range that it has if you take the Manaros Fury talent. Now it's important to note that it only lasts for 12 seconds, and that's if you cast it individually on each person or if you soul burn it and put it on everyone. And then you also see that I got a Fear Off on the Shaman here. I haven't seen a lot of people this season getting crowd control on the healers. And it seems like every team I'm in wants the tunnel vision of DPS and not CC the healers, which is just like banging your head against a wall. So I just wanted to point that out to everyone, that it's really important to either take down one of their healers or CC them. So you'll see in this clip that I start off with a fear on him, and once he got out of the fear, I use Shadow Fury on him. So then I apply a few dots to him along with Curse of Enfeeblement and wait for him to cast to spell lock it out. And now that I'm slowing the footage down on my computer really slow, it actually looks like he juked it by almost 1 second. Now if you're going to play Affliction, you have to do a good balancing act between trying to lock out the healers and interrupt and mess with them, and you need time to actually cast and get your dots out there. I honestly could spend 100% of my time worrying about fearing healers, spell locking them, getting Shadow Furies on them, and keeping Curse of Enfeeblement up on them, and not do any DPS to anyone else, and I would have my hands full. But if your team at the end of the match sees that you did less DPS than the Prot Warrior that was guarding Lighthouse, they're going to think something's wrong with you. So again, you have to make sure you get a good balance of trying to get your dots out there, spreading around Curse of Enfeeblement, and Soul Burn, spread it if it's convenient, like it was just there again. And interrupting the healers, like you see me getting a fear back off on this shaman. And then now that I'm rewatching this, I do spell lock is back up, and I do get a spell lock off on this paladin. So that's pretty much what my focus is when I'm playing Affliction. So now I'll go ahead and show you guys what I've been doing for Destruction. So for Destruction, you want to focus on spamming Rain of Fire, number 1. Then you're going to want macros set up that will cast, it'll be like /cast Fire and Brimstone /immolate, and another one for Incinerate, and you could also make one for Conflagrate as well. This will save you from hitting Fire and Brimstone each time you want to do an AoE Immolate or Incinerate. I actually have it set up for the Alt modifier, that if I hit Alt, my Immolate button, it will do Fire and Brimstone Immolate, and if I do Alt Incinerate, it'll do Fire and Brimstone Incinerate. So right there you saw, you can see on each of the targets above them, AoE Immolate went off on everyone, and that combined with Rain of Fire is going to help me generate Embers. Again, at least until 5.1 hits, and then I think Immolate's no longer a requirement for you to generate Burning Embers from Rain of Fire. Then you see right here, a target was called, I had the Embers, I landed a Chaos Bolt and followed it up with a Shadow Burn to finish them off, and the Holy Paladin went down. So for Destruction, you want to find a good balance between keeping Rain of Fire up on all of your targets so they get stunned, keeping Immolate up on everyone using Fire and Brimstone so that you're generating Burning Embers, at least until 5.1 hits. And even then, you're going to want to continue to use it for the spread damage, along with Fire and Brimstone Incinerate, and combine that with getting fears and interrupts on the healers, and landing Chaos Bolts on weak targets. And that's really how you're going to succeed really well as a Destruction Warlock in RBGs, once you find that balance. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, my playtime will still be limited, but I'm still pushing for 2200, and I'll have clips and footage for everyone. And to be honest, 2200 isn't even my goal this season. I really want to get up into the 2400, anywhere between 24 and 2600. So if you're running a team like around 2500, I would be happy to carry you guys to 2600. Just send me a message. Wink wink. I'm also going to continue to work on the extension for Recount. And I'll probably have my own little video on that when it comes out, just to announce that it's done and people can use it. And it's gonna be a while. It's not gonna come out real quick, because I'm sure I'm gonna have lots of testing and fixing to do on it. So if you like this video, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button. As always, comment, and I always respond to anyone that has any questions for me. You can talk to me on Facebook along with YouTube. Just like my Facebook page and ask me anything you want on there. And if you've yet to subscribe, please hit that yellow button there in front of you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.